Hey, are you new to ChatGPT and feeling a bit overwhelmed? This video is going to be your ultimate guide to everything you need to know to get started. Welcome to ChatGPT 101, everything you need to know to get started. This is going to be the ultimate guide for new or experienced ChatGPT users. So let's get started. Okay, so what I would like to do here is I want to show you how to sign up for your own account in OpenAI's ChatGPT. So go and find this link in Google. And then what you're going to do is come to this screen and you'll see that you can either log in if you already have an existing account or you can sign up. The sign up procedure is super simple. Just click on this, follow the instructions, and it'll take you to the screen you want to go to. So I'm going to pause my screen here for a second so I can sign into my account. Okay, here we are inside my account. And you can see that it's pretty basic, pretty simple. Over to the left here, this part's blank here because I don't have any past chats in here, but this is where you would see your chat history. Down here, if you click on the three little dots, it'll show you your plan. Right now, GPT 3.5 is free, but I have the Plus plan, which is $20 a month. I would suggest just start out and play with GPT 3.5. To see how the system works. This right here will hide your sidebar. Down here at the bottom is where you send the message. The way I've always tried to treat my dealings with ChatGPT is that I'm actually talking or having a conversation with someone. So other people might not do this, but I do this, and I'll say something along the lines of, "Hello, how are you? I'm just a computer, so I don't have feelings or emotions, but I'm here ready to help." Okay. So one of the things you have to understand about when you're using the platform is that you have to be very specific in what you want to ask. Okay. So if I just put in there, just tell me a story, we'll see what it does. The Clockmaker's Secret. So what it's doing is it's just making up a story without any context to what we want to know. So we have to be a little bit more specific. So I'm going to stop generating this, and I'm going to show you a trick here. You can go back up to the top, and you see the little pencil icon here. We can get it to open. You can just rewrite this. Tell me a story about 3 bears living in New York. And hit save and submit. Now it's going to rewrite the story with a little bit more context. The urban bears of New York in a bustling street in New York City where skyscrapers reach the skies. So what I did was I gave ChatGPT some context by saying, okay, I want to hear a story about 3 bears, and I want it to be in New York. And keep that in mind going forward when you start to use it for marketing, because it doesn't know the context of what you want. And when we start getting into prompting and how to build your prompts, we'll show you how you can be very specific, and also how you can use iterations and ask additional questions to get a better response from ChatGPT. What is a prompt? A prompt in ChatGPT is like having a conversation with a virtual assistant. It's interaction back and forth. It almost has a human-like feel to it. You'll get to the point where, I'm pretty bad with this. I'll greet it. I'll say, "Hello, hope you're having a good day." I always say thank you at the end, even though I don't need to. But there's almost a human-like quality to it. It's what you ask or tell ChatGPT to do to get a response. It's like the code that we used to write into software back when I was in high school to tell the computer what to do. For example, typing explain the solar system or asking what your favorite color are all prompts. ChatGPT uses your prompt to generate a helpful answer. So it will give you the answer and it will try to be as helpful as possible. It's how you interact and have a conversation with ChatGPT. So what are some different types of prompts? So one of my favorite prompts are act as prompts. You're going to request the AI to simulate being a specific character, entity, role. Example, act as a tour guide and describe a visit to Paris. And we're actually going to do that. Informational prompts, seek factual information or explanations. Tell me about climate change. Explanatory prompts, request detailed explanations or step-by-step guides. Example, explain how a computer works. And then comparative prompts, compare two more things or concepts. Example, compare or contrast cats and dogs. So in the description down below, I'm going to include a list of 13 different types of prompts. You'll see that in the description at the end of the video. So here we have 3 examples of act as prompts. You have act as a tour guide and describe a visit to Paris, act as an accountant and explain depreciation, act as a poet and write me a sonnet. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over into the computer and we are going to use these act as prompts and see what we get. Okay, so the first prompt we're going to do is an act as prompt, and we're going to ask ChatGPT to act as a tour guide and describe a visit to Paris. Just a note here, we're going to be using GPT-4. I find that it has a tendency to be a little bit more detailed and creative. So let's see what we get here. Welcome to Paris, City of Lights. Gives you a little bit of background, culture. Oh, day 1 historical exploration, Eiffel Tower, all the key hotspots. Gives you day 2, artistic wonders. So it's actually going through and giving us a day-by-day tour of Paris. Fashion and elegance, Champs-Élysées. Hope I'm saying that right. My French teacher in high school would be horrified. Relax and reveal, Versailles, Luxembourg Gardens, Seine River Cruise. So what it's doing here is it's going through and it created a 4-day tour of Paris, and it actually gave us a little bit of extra stuff here, in terms of context. So let's do the next one here. So I've started a new chat here because ChatGPT will get confused if I mix all this stuff together. So act as an accountant and explain depreciation. So depreciation, process of allocating the cost of tangible assets over its useful life, gives you a good definition. But not only does it define it, but it also it tells you why you should depreciate assets, the methods that you can use, straight line method, double declining balance. This is bringing back memories of my college accounting 101 course. Even goes so far as to give us an example of depreciation and gives us an example of using the straight line method. Factors to consider. Journal entries, why it's important to keep depreciation organized. So really good response back on act as an accountant. So let's do the next one. Okay, so this next one here is going to be act as a poet and write me a sonnet. Let's see what ChatGPT gives us. The world where fleeting moments dance inside, the golden hue of sunset paints the sky, each whispered secret, every laugh and tear. So it gave us a nice little poem here. I don't know if it's any good or not. For the people that enjoy poetry, I apologize if this poem's not the best, but I just wanted to give you an example of how an act as prompt can be used. Informational prompts. How far is the moon from Earth? What's the smallest country in the world? How fast do hummingbirds' wings flap? Again, let's go over into ChatGPT and see what kinds of answers we get. Okay, for all you Trivial Pursuit buffs, this is a great nerdy type of prompt that you can use. So the first one I'm going to go through is how far is the moon from the Earth? And let's see what she tells us. Distance between the Earth and moon varies because the moon follows an elliptical orbit on average 238,000 miles from Earth. So it gave us a very good explanation, but it also explained why the moon's distance is, I should say, why the moon's distance changes based on its elliptical orbit around the Earth. All right, so the next one we're going to do here is, what is the smallest country in the world? Vatican City, also known as the Holy See, is an independent city-state. So I just want to point something out here, also known as the Holy See. I don't think that that's what they call it, but I'm not a Catholic, so I don't know for sure, but I think this should be the Holy City. So ChatGPT will make mistakes. So make sure you proofread what ChatGPT creates before you go putting it out. But smallest country in the world, independent city-state, enclave within Rome, Italy, with an area about 44 hectares, 110 acres. So good answer, but again, just make sure you proofread what ChatGPT presents to you. All right, the next one we're going to do here is, how fast do a hummingbird wings flap? Mark for the rapid wing beats, 50 to 80 times per second. Vary among species. Example, during courtship displays, some male hummingbirds can flap their wings even faster, up to 200 times per second. One of the things I'm going to do this here is, how fast is that in miles per hour? Let's see what we get. So didn't really answer the way I thought it would answer, but average in-flight of 25 to 30 miles an hour. They can reach up to 60 miles an hour. I thought it would be a little bit more detailed than that. One thing I wanted to do before we moved on to the next prompt is, it was kind of bothering me about the mistake that I pointed out. I went and Googled it, and I was actually wrong. So what is the Holy See? See if it gives us a little bit more explanation. Holy See is the ecclesiastical jurisdiction of the Catholic Church, encompassing the central. So it's basically their governing body. And what it did here was, it gave me one response and a second response. Holy See, Latin for Sancta Sedis, referring to the central governing body of the Roman Catholic Church. I apologize. I did make a mistake there. But one of the beauties of ChatGPT is I can go back and check my work. Make sure you stick around till the end, where you discover my secret weapon that I use with ChatGPT to maximize its potential. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and like this video, because they all help with the YouTube algorithm and getting my videos noticed. Let's get started and see what ChatGPT can do for you. Explanatory prompts. Explain Einstein's theory of relativity. Explain the cover 2 defense in football. and explain why a dog barks. Let's see what we get when we plug these into ChatGPT. So the next type of prompt that I want to talk about here is an explanatory prompt. So the first one I'm going to put in here is explain Einstein's theory of relativity. Special theory of relativity and general theory of relativity. I didn't even know there was two different types. So it actually explains that there's two different types of relativity. Special theory of relativity was in 1905. Length contraction, mass increase, E equals mc squared, energy and mass are equivalent and can be written into one another. Then it goes into general theory of relativity, unlike the special theory, which deals with with uniform motion. The general theory deals with accelerating frames of reference. So you can go through and do this on your own, but it gave me a very comprehensive answer here. I learned something here. I didn't realize there were two different types. They came out 10 years apart, so I like this. It gave us some good context. Okay, football fans, we are going to ask ChatGPT to explain the cover 2 defense in football. And let's see what we get. Two deep safeties. Name cover 2 comes from the two safeties that are responsible for dividing the deepest part of the field into 2 halves. Each safety covers 1 half. Cornerbacks are in the flat. Linebackers cover the middle. 4-man front. Wow, it even goes into its strengths: deep ball protection, short pass coverage, run support. Talks about its weaknesses: middle of the field are left open, sidelines deep, running attacks, and then there's variations. Conclusion: the cover 2 is a strategic defense that prioritizes preventing big plays and keeping plays in front of the defense. So gave us a very comprehensive answer there. I really like that. Okay, this next one is a personal one of mine because I have a 110-pound chocolate lab and I want to know why he barks all the time. Dogs bark for a variety of reasons, both instinctual and learned, communication, just as humans speak. I often think if my dog could talk to me and if I could understand him, he's basically trying to communicate with me. Definitely territorial and protective. He's often protecting me. They will raise alarm or fear, boredom or loneliness. Greeting and play, that one I knew. Separation anxiety, well, I think my dog suffers from that. Attention seeking, compulsive barking, health issues, social barking. You can do this on your own, but a really, really good comprehensive answer here. And now I understand why my dog Winston barks so much. And lastly, we have comparative prompts. We compare 2 things and see what we get. We have compare Bach to Beethoven, compare Mars to Venus, and compare whiskey to vodka. So we're going to go over to ChatGPT and see what we get. Okay, the last prompt I want to finish with is comparative prompts. And the first one we're going to do is compare Bach to Beethoven. Let's see what we get here. Johann Sebastian Bach, 1685 to 1750, and Ludwig van Beethoven, 1770 to 1827. 2 titans in the world of classical music. Era and style. Bach is primarily associated with the Baroque era. Beethoven spans the classical and romantic eras. Their innovations and influence. So it's not only is it comparing their styles and their influences, but it's also talking a little bit about their life influences, their legacies, and what they left behind, and what some of their notable works are. So really, really good answer here. Really detailed, responsive. You didn't know anything about classical music. And with comparative prompts, I could have put 3 names in here, but I just wanted to keep it simple and just put 2 in here. So give me a really, really solid answer here. Okay, the next one I want to do is let's compare Mars to Venus. And see what ChatGPT gives us. Mars and Venus are neighboring planets in our solar system, where they're frequently referred to as cultural context as brother and sister planets. They have significant differences as well as some similarities. Distance from the Sun. The 4th planet from the Sun is located in an average distance about 227 million miles. Talks about size, their atmosphere, their surface temperature. So it's going through and giving us a very, very detailed explanation and comparison between the two. I like the fact that it breaks it down into bullet points, and excellent answer here. As of September 2021, no definitive evidence of life has been discovered. So again, ChatGPT knowledge base ended in 2021, so it goes through and clarifies that. And the last one I want to finish with is compare whiskey to vodka. Let's see what we get here. Are 2 world's most popular spirits, each with its own rich history. Goes into their origin, traced back to Ireland and Scotland. Vodka originated in Eastern Europe with Russia and Poland. Goes through what their ingredients are. Whiskey is primarily made from grains. Vodka is made from wheat or rye, but also made from potatoes, grapes, or beets. Talks about their distillation and production, flavor and aroma, alcohol content for whiskey and vodka, consumption, how they're consumed, cultural significance, packaging. Whiskey is usually found in a dark colored bottle to protect the spirits from light, and vodka is typically packaged in clear bottles to showcase its purity and clarity. So that's the last of the prompts that I wanted to do. I hope you got a lot out of this, but we will continue to put prompts in here, and a lot of these prompts I will include in the description below. I should say not include, but the types of prompts in the description below. You can play around with them on your own. So as promised, here's my secret weapon for maximizing ChatGPT's potential: Promptbase. By utilizing the pre-built prompts available in Promptbase, you can get more creative and unique prompts to use with ChatGPT. It's a game changer for anyone that's looking to take their content creation to the next level. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you is Promptbase, and this is an absolute godsend when it comes to finding prompts, learning about prompts, and really developing your skill as a prompt engineer as you go through your career using ChatGPT. Now, this is a marketplace for not only ChatGPT, but Midjourney, DALL-E, Stable Diffusion, and more. We'll talk about Midjourney in another video. Midjourney is an incredible digital art platform, and we'll do a whole video on that, and it just blows my mind some of the things you can do. But I'm going to just show you some of the prompts that I have purchased over the past year, and they're relatively cheap, like anywhere from $3. I think the most I spent for one was $9, but all different types of prompts here. You're going to notice that there's a common theme with my prompts. Most of them have some relationship to digital marketing, because that's what I do. I am a freelance digital marketer, but you'll see all different types of prompts in here, and SEO, title and meta tag descriptions, YouTube transcript from article, sales funnel architect, user data analysis. This is real important when you're looking at your data from your funnels. So just a lot of really good prompts in here that I have purchased over time. Write a whole Amazon KDP book, Fiverr gig business. If you're a Fiverr freelancer like I am, this is a really big help. So check out Promptbase. It's an absolute godsend. You can get all different types of prompts through Promptbase. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. Go out there, start creating amazing content using ChatGPT, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos and click the notification bell. Happy creating.